Welcome, my friends. Well, my friends, 2023 has been a wild year in the world of cryptocurrency. After a brutal 18 months of bankruptcies, company failures, and criminal trials, the crypto market is starting to claw back some of its former standing. But even as prices swell, the sector's reputation has struggled to regain ground after names virtually synonymous with Bitcoin have both been found guilty of crimes directly related to their multi-billion-dollar crypto empires. FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried and Binance's Changpeng Zhao went from industry titans to convicted frauds in the span of 12 months. Binance and CEO Changpeng Zhao has admitted to financial crimes. The world's largest cryptocurrency exchange just got a little smaller, with the U.S. Department of Justice announcing Binance and its CEO, Changpeng Zhao, have both pleaded guilty to a multitude of financial crimes. As a result, Binance will fork out $10 billion to Uncle Sam in fines and settlements. But before we get into all of that, please press the like button and leave us a comment below. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. And before we continue, a word from the sponsor of this video. Today's sponsor is ProWorldNet.com. ProWorldNet.com is a job website specifically dedicated to licensed professions. Doctors, including any type of specialty. Nurses, and that includes all grades of nurses. Lawyers, regardless of area of legal focus. Teachers and professors, from kindergarten through graduate school, as well as any kind of job that requires a government license or certification. And ProWorldNet.com also includes short-term gig-type jobs as well. So be sure to check out ProWorldNet.com if you are looking for a job or an employee. After a brutal 18 months of bankruptcies, company failures, and criminal trials, the crypto market is starting to claw back some of its former standing. Surprisingly, Bitcoin is up more than 150% this year. Meanwhile, Solana is nearly 10x higher in the last 12 months. And Bitcoin miner Marathon Digital has also skyrocketed. Amazingly, crypto-pegged stocks like Coinbase, MicroStrategy, and the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust rose more than 300% in value year-to-date. But even as prices swell, the sector's reputation has struggled to regain ground after names virtually synonymous with Bitcoin have both been found guilty of crimes directly related to their multi-billion-dollar crypto empires. For years, Binance's Changpeng Zhao and FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried preached the power of decentralized digital currencies to the masses. Both were Bitcoin billionaires who ran their own global cryptocurrency exchanges and spent much of their professional career selling the public on a new tech-powered world order. A world in which an alternative financial system comprised of borderless virtual coins would liberate the oppressed by eliminating middlemen like banks and the overreach of the government. Yet they both, in the end, helped crypto critics and regulators make the case that some of them had been right all along. Namely, that the industry was rife with grifters and fraudsters intent on using new tech to carry out age-old crimes. Even when the crypto market was at its hottest, as token prices hit all-time highs and oaked in 2021, some of the biggest names in business and politics shared their doubts. Legendary investor Warren Buffett said he wouldn't buy all of the Bitcoin in the world for $25 because it doesn't produce anything. And Senator Elizabeth Warren has long been one of crypto's greatest naysayers on Capitol Hill. Rather than ushering in a new era of financial freedom, Zhao and Bankman-Fried were found guilty on a mix of charges including fraud and money laundering. Bankman-Fried, 31, could be sentenced to life in prison after being convicted of 7 criminal counts in early November, including charges related to stealing billions of dollars from FTX's customers. Less than 3 weeks after Bankman-Fried's conviction, Zhao pleaded guilty to criminal charges and stepped down as Binance's CEO as part of a $4.3 billion settlement with the Department of Justice. They were both responsible for behavior that has kept a black eye on crypto and its association with criminal behavior, said Renato Mariotti, a former prosecutor in the U.S. Justice Department's Securities and Commodities Fraud section. In the early days of crypto, Zhao and Bankman-Fried were friends at first, before they became one another's chief rival. Changpeng Zhao had been first to the space. After a stint as the chief technology officer of a centralized crypto exchange called OKCoin, he launched a spot exchange of his own in 2017 called Binance, which has since become the largest cryptocurrency trading platform in the world by volume. That same year, Bankman-Fried earned street cred in crypto circles for his Bitcoin arbitrage trading strategy, dubbed the Kimchi Swap. While the price of Bitcoin today is relatively standard across the world's exchanges, 6 years ago the price differential would sometimes vary by more than 50%. This kind of arbitrage-based strategy, though relatively straightforward, wasn't the easiest thing to execute on crypto rails back then. since it involved setting up connections to each one of the trading platforms. To scale the operation, Bankman-Fried launched his own quantitative crypto hedge fund, Alameda Research. But what really put him on the map, according to Bankman-Fried, was Changpeng Zhao himself. Just after Bankman-Fried moved his business to Hong Kong at the end of 2018, he met Changpeng Zhao for the first time after contributing $150,000 to co-sponsor a Binance conference in Singapore. One of the perks of that donation was a slot on stage with the Binance chief. According to author Michael Lewis, whose book Profiling Bankman-Fried was published the day the former FTX CEO's criminal trial began in October, Bankman-Fried said this appearance is what gave him legitimacy in crypto. Binance founder Changpeng Zhao will be going to jail, says CFTC Chair Rostin Behnam. The relationship between Zhao and Bankman-Fried began to sour a few months after they met. In March 2019, Changpeng Zhao passed on paying Bankman-Fried $40 million to buy the futures crypto exchange that SBF had designed with his team, instead building a version of the same platform in-house. A month later, Bankman-Fried and a few others founded FTX.com, a first-of-its-kind futures trading exchange with a flashy new liquidation engine and features which catered to large-scale institutional clients. Binance was the first outside investor in FTX, funding a Series A round in 2019. As part of that arrangement, Binance took on a long-term position in FTX's native token, FTT, which was created to give perks to customers. FTX's success begat a $2 billion venture fund that seeded other crypto firms. Bankman-Fried's personal wealth grew to around $26 billion at its peak, and FTX reached a valuation of $32 billion before it all came crashing down. As crypto prices ran up in 2021, Bankman-Fried's reputation did the same. Suddenly, the wunderkind was praised by the press as the poster boy for crypto everywhere. The FTX logo adorned everything from Formula One race cars to a Miami basketball arena. Bankman-Fried went on an endless press tour, bragged about having a balance sheet that could one day buy Goldman Sachs, and became a fixture in Washington. Actually, he was one of the Democratic Party's top donors, promising to sink $1 billion into U.S. political races before later backtracking. At the same time, Changpeng Zhao's influence continued to grow, as did Binance's market dominance. With assets of more than $65 billion on the platform, it processed billions of dollars in trading volume every year. But much of Bankman-Fried's empire was a mirage, while Zhao's operation was laced with questionable business tactics under the hood. What ultimately exposed the grift at the two exchanges was the rivalry between the crypto bosses. As crypto prices tanked in 2022 and a cascade of bankruptcies rocked confidence in the sector, Bankman-Fried boasted that he and his enterprise were immune. But in fact, the industry-wide wipeout hit his operation quite hard. Alameda borrowed money to invest in failing digital asset firms in the spring and summer of 2022 to keep the industry afloat, then reportedly siphoned off FTX customers' deposits to stave off margin calls and meet immediate debt obligations. That led to a panic-led sell-off of the FTT token. As the price of the coin plummeted by over 75%, so too did confidence in the platform. FTX executives scrambled to contain the damage, but customers proceeded to pull billions of dollars off the exchange. Zhao, who swooped in and agreed to buy FTX in a fire sale, backed out of the deal after one day's worth of due diligence, and the company spiraled into bankruptcy. As outsiders got a look at FTX's actual books for the first time, the fraud became clear. Bankman-Fried and other leaders at FTX had taken billions of dollars in customer money. The government's beef with Zhao and Binance was different. 3 criminal charges were brought against the exchange, including conducting an unlicensed money-transmitting business, violating the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, and conspiracy. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said in a press conference on November 21 that the fine is one of the largest penalties we have ever obtained. Using new technology to break the law does not make you a disruptor. It makes you a criminal, Garland said. The $4.3 billion settlement and plea arrangement with the U.S. government, including the Department of Justice, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and the Treasury Department, resolves a multi-year investigation into the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. The Securities and Exchange Commission, however, was notably absent. Zhao and others were also charged with violating the Bank Secrecy Act by failing to implement an effective anti-money laundering program and for willfully violating U.S. economic sanctions in a deliberate and calculated effort to profit from the U.S. market without implementing controls required by U.S. law, according to the Justice Department. The DOJ is recommending that the court impose a $50 million fine on Zhao. FTX, on the other hand, remains in bankruptcy court in Delaware, as it looks to claw back cash in an attempt to make the exchange's former investors and customers whole. While Changpeng Zhao faces considerably less time in prison, Mariotti points out that despite the Binance founder's significant fortune, he will still take a financial hit from the US government. But what do you think? Please leave us a comment below and hit the like button. We would love to hear from you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you are notified of upcoming videos when they are released. Please share this video on social media. Thank you for watching.